Welcome back to Wherever It Goes. Episode 28 this time. And Emily, how you doing?
I'm not feeling good.
Why not?
I don't know. I woke up this morning and I had like mad congestion. Like, you know when you have that congestion like in the back of your sinuses? And it's like you don't want to like try to get it out because you know there's going to be like some dry crap going down your throat and it's going to make you gag. And that's what happened to me this morning. It was like that, and I thought that I just like was really dried out in my sleep. But that never really went away, and so now I'm feeling like I'm about to get a fever. I'm just not feeling good.
And all of this because you're a woman and it's that time of month. Do we want to bring that up?
Maybe. I mean, maybe that's why for all like the nursing moms out there, like you don't get your menstrual cycle back while you're breastfeeding. Usually it's different every woman, but with Phoebe, I didn't get my period back until 8 months postpartum. And with Shepherd, I didn't get it back until 14 months postpartum. And this is only my third time having it, and it's just not, my body's just not handling it well, not taking it well. This is a rough one.
Well, I said you don't have to have a period ever again.
Up.
We could just have 20 children and you'd never have to worry about it ever again.
Listen. I can barely handle 2 children. We'll talk about that later, but
yeah. So this episode's going to be short because Emily's not feeling good. It's going to be probably around 30 minutes, but you guys already know how long it is. We have no idea how long it is. So that's fun. I thought we could do Would You Rather?
Oh, no.
Because these last couple episodes I feel like have been, one, I don't really like giving advice. I know I joke about it, but it's like we're new at the whole marriage thing and new at the whole kids thing. So it's like, who are we?
Right.
I do think we could give some advice, but with a grain of salt, whatever that means. Anyway, so lighthearted episode. Would you rather? Ready for the first one?
Yeah.
These are kind of family themed.
Okay.
Generated by ChatGPT. Shout out. Would you rather have a family game night every week or a family movie marathon every weekend? Family game night. Did you guys do game nights?
Yeah.
How often?
For a little while, when things were good, we did family game nights. I think like once a week, if like not once every 2 weeks. And we would do like bingo, and my mom had a whole like prize bucket and like a whole bunch of different prizes, like candy. Like she hid it. I don't know, to this day, I don't know where she hid all that stuff. But it was fun because it was like we got toys and candy, and it was not like little stuff. It wasn't like, here's an eraser. It was like cool stuff. Like it felt like Christmas if we won family game night. It was cool.
So would you rather have game night like that or movie weekends?
Game night.
We have to think about those kinds of things because our kids are,
getting older.
They're still little, but like they're getting to the age where we can include them in games and stuff.
Right. I think game night, I think for right now, movie night is better because they're too young to do games and like really play. But I think like when they get older and to the point where they can play games and follow the rules, I think it would be so fun.
Also now movies are so easy to access that it's like,
yeah,
we have like a movie on pretty much every.
I don't like just sitting there and just staring.
Yeah.
At a movie, and like you have to be quiet, you can't talk, and I don't really like that. Like it's a fun experience if you're going to watch a movie at the theater because that's a whole experience.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't want to use my time at home with the kids to just watch movies all weekend.
Okay, the second one. Would you rather go on a romantic getaway with your spouse every year or a big family vacation every 2 years? These seem like things that like you should.
Repeat that?
These seem like things that you should be doing. Like these are just good things to do. Would you rather do a romantic getaway with your spouse every year or a big family vacation every 2 years? So every year you and I go do something, or
Yeah.
every 2 years we all go on a trip?
What would you say?
I would say every year you and I do something.
What do you think I would say?
The family. You would say,
Yeah.
yeah. I wonder if that's a husband and wife thing.
I
or
would
mom
say
and dad
I would
thing.
say if we were gonna go on like a big excursion, I would want to do it with the family. I feel like you and I could go and do something anytime, but it's like a big thing to like go and take your family on vacation. Like I wish my family would have done vacations when we were younger, because
Yeah.
it was always like my mom went to Ireland and she went to Hawaii and she went to all these places, Texas, and like I never left the state of Oregon until I was 16.
Yeah. So vacations would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. 3. Would you rather... Oh, hold on. I just read that one. Did I skip one? Okay. I'll go back to 2. Would you rather have your kids always tell you the truth or always clean up without being asked? Ooh. That one's hard.
Tell me the truth. Because
But cleaning up? Dude, imagine
one
if
of
our
them-
kids cleaned up after themselves.
okay, but one of them is a sin and one of them is not. Lying, like I would rather my kids not lie to me than to just clean up by themselves. Because
Is lying a sin?
yes.
There's a good question. What are you going to look up? Is lying a sin? Have you heard the example of like you're in the Holocaust, or you're in that you're in Germany and you're hiding Jews in your basement and the Nazis come and knock on your door and they say, are you hiding any Jews? What do you say? I don't think lying is necessarily a sin. I can think of certain examples in where lying would help either save people's lives or just be good for people.
So I guess so in the 10 Commandments, one of them is thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And I think like I always took that as lying. Like growing up, whenever I heard the 10 Commandments, like it was always like, don't lie, thou shalt not lie. But I think that's like the kid version of it.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting about the 10 Commandments, and I'm just going to throw this out there, don't take this as gospel, but I think there's a difference between having rules that you break, and then sinning. I think sinning is going against God's will. And then God has set rules for people because they couldn't understand what his will was. And so they needed rules to be like, do these things and you should be good. But I think rules can get dangerous when you don't understand what they mean.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think like lying can be sinful.
Yeah.
And if we ask Phoebe something and she lies to us about it just because she doesn't want to get in trouble, like I would rather her tell the truth. I don't want her to lie to us.
But them cleaning up would be so nice.
I know, but I mean, they're only here. Listen, they're only here for 18 years and then they're gone.
If I had to choose, I think I would say telling the truth. Because it is frustrating, especially when you know that they're lying and they're like,
Yeah.
they still insist on, like Phoebe will still insist on saying that whatever she says is the case. So I think if I was given this as like for sure, your kids will either clean up after themselves or they're going to stop lying to you, at least, I would be like, I want them to stop lying to me. That'd be cool.
Well, because they're only in your house for 18 years, maybe a little bit more. And I don't like, yes, it sucks cleaning up after kids. It sucks. I hate it. I complain about it every single day. But I would rather do that for 18 years because at some point it's going to stop.
Would you rather have your children be incredibly tidy but picky about everything, or messy but easygoing? So they're tidy, but it's like one of those OCD kids. It's like you can only feed them grape halves or something.
Messy and like
messy and easygoing.
Yeah.
Like Shepherd.
Yeah.
Like he's the most messy. Yeah.
He's so messy, but clearly anything we put in front of him, He's not particular about anything, whereas Phoebe is very much like, I wouldn't even say Phoebe's tidy, but like the pickiness, like that bothers me.
Yeah.
Because she's like, no, I said I want 1 braid, not 2. No, I said I want a big braid, not a small braid. No, you didn't. You didn't put the hair tie up high enough, so now the tail is too small.
Or her sock is a little crooked.
Yeah, or her sock is like the seam of the sock is touching her toe and she freaks out.
Yeah.
Like that, like I was like that as a kid though, is the thing.
Yeah.
I was super messy, but I was like particular about things. I was the same way with my socks. But
yeah. So that's like the worst of both worlds, messy and
just my mom will tell you all about it. She always knew where I was because there was like a trail of just like clothes and shoes and
which you still do.
Everything I still do it.
Yeah. Emily will just walk inside the house, throw her shoes, take off her pants wherever she is. Yep. Anyway,
because it's my home. I want to be comfortable. I shouldn't have to go all the way up to my bedroom and take off my clothes and put them in a hamper.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to be normal in your house. Okay, number 5. Would you rather be known as the fun parent or as the wise parent? I would rather be, hold on. I was going to say wise because that's cool. What I like about being wise is, you know how you hear when people grow up, they always say, my father told me this, or my father used to do this. Like, those are the kinds of dads that I'm like, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like a girl. I feel like a girl that's like, well, you know, my dad taught me to be this way when I was little. He taught me how to do this. He taught me how to value myself and how to do all these things. And it's not like, you don't really hear, my dad was so fun. Like, he was such a cool guy. But you do, or at least I hear all the time about how wise some people's fathers were, you know?
Well, you don't necessarily have to not be fun if you're wise. I feel like you could be wise and still take the kids to do, like, they would have fun.
But what would you rather be known?
Teaching them.
What would you rather be known as? Like, would you rather be known as like the fun mom or the wise mom?
The wise mom.
You think?
Yeah, because
what's crazy?
The fun moms when I was growing up were the moms that would let us smoke and drink at their house and do random drugs and go and sneak out with grown men.
Not that you did that.
I did do that. It was terrible.
I was trying to save you there.
No, it was terrible. I will never sugarcoat like my teenage years because it was terrible, and people should know, like, if you're doing those things, it's terrible. You're going to regret it one day.
Well, okay. So I see that as like, you're known as the fun parent. I see how that can be dangerous, but actually being a fun parent would be cool too. Like the parent who takes care of everybody and isn't stupid about it. Like, isn't the fun parent that lets everyone do everything. But
I kind of feel like that's how my mom was. Like, people would, like, our friends would want to come to our house and like they would just like dump on my mom, like trauma dump on my mom and be like, I'm going through this and I really need advice with this and yada, yada. Like everyone just talked to my mom. They all called her mom. And like to this day, like my friends that I don't even really text anymore still text my mom and be like, hey, what should I do in this situation?
So we're both going with wise?
Yeah.
Would you rather have an unlimited babysitting fund or a personal chef for a year?
Unlimited babysitting fund or personal chef?
Yeah.
Personal chef. Because I hate cooking.
And the thing is, like, a babysitter, that means that you got to be away from your kids. And we don't necessarily have an issue with being with our kids, but
it's the
being with your kids and trying to get stuff done.
And trying to get housework done is nearly impossible.
If the chef cleaned too, like if he did some, like, literally, at least the dishes.
The worst thing, like the worst thing that is the hardest thing for me to keep up with when the kids are around is cooking and cleaning up the dishes afterwards, because my kids are super, they're both just very like attached. Shepherd always wants to be held. Phoebe always wants something. She always wants to be right next to me doing what I'm doing. And so it feels impossible to get those things done. So like those are like Carlos and I have literally been like, let's get a babysitter and let's go home and clean. Like, let's go home and catch up on laundry. Let's go home and catch up on like cleaning the kitchen and just like get a fresh restart without the kids because it feels so impossible to get that done.
Okay. Monthly rate for a private chef, 40 hours a week, is $2,800 a month, not including groceries. What
Oh,
does that
so
come
you
out?
buy your own groceries and they come and cook.
Or maybe they would buy, maybe they would go shopping
If they
too.
do the shopping,
Like if they do that, I mean, for 40 hours a week, you're not cooking 40 hours. So
yeah,
I imagine a chef you'd give them your card or whatever and say, go buy the food that you need. Because otherwise you're the one that's like, I want this meal, and I'm going to plan out the ingredients and get you what you need. You just have to cook it. That's not worth it to me.
But how do personal chefs work? Do they like stay at your house 24/7 and anytime you're hungry, you're like, hey, chef, go make me this?
I think,
Or do
40
they,
hours
like-
a week. 40 hours a week would be 8 hours. Okay, how do you divide that
So
by
they're
7?
there from like the time you wake up until you go to bed, pretty much. And then they go sleep at their own place, is what it sounds
They're
like.
there for about 5.5 hours a day. So what I would do is I would do lunch and dinner. Like you're here for lunch and dinner. What do they do in between? I don't know. They just hang out maybe?
Clean
Yeah. Clean the dishes. A personal chef
and probably prep
maid.
for the next day.
Would you do that as a job?
A personal chef?
Yeah.
No. Here's the thing. I'm good at cooking, but I don't like it. I don't like cooking.
But if your whole job was to just cook and clean for a family that you had no.
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 I
Yeah,
don't
'cause
even like
you
to
already
cook
do
and
that for
clean for
us.
my own family.
So we said chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, babysitter. That'd be cool. Unlimited babysitter fund. Because you could be like, well, I don't trust babysitters overnight. So babysitter is kind of limited in what you can do too. Like, what's the
We
max?
don't always need a babysitter.
What's the longest
either.
you would let someone watch the kids? A babysitter.
4 hours.
I'd say, yeah, 6 hours probably.
Like my mom, I would
Over
let my
lunch.
mom watch them.
Yeah, but that's, your family doesn't charge you. So I don't think they fall under the babysitter category.
Mhm.
I don't know. Let us know if you would pick babysitter because I don't think, yeah, the personal chef sounds a lot better. Would you rather deal with toddler tantrums for a week or teenage attitude for a month? We haven't had to deal with teenage attitude, but we were teenagers at one point.
I remember the way I treated my mom as a teenager, and I was terrible.
The fact that, okay, I know this is AI, but the fact that it's kind of comparing 1 week of toddler tantrums
Yeah.
to a month of attitude just kind of is telling.
I would pick the attitude because it's not like they're in your face screaming and crying
Yeah.
and like throwing stuff. Like,
I could deal
but
with,
I was terrible to my mom. But for the most part, like if I was angry at her or annoyed, I would just go into my room.
the thing that sucks about teenagers is there's kind of more at stake. Like with a toddler, what are you going to do? Just punch the ground for an hour or whatever, or for a week, which then
But it's not
that'd be
teenage
annoying.
tantrum, it's teenage attitude.
I know I'm saying that there's more at stake with a teenager gives you attitude
Why?
because a teenager, I think that kind of implies disobedience. Like, so they want to go out with their friends or whatever. And you say no. And then they're like, okay, I'm not going to listen to you anyway. Like, that's kind of how I see it as like a month of a teenager not listening to anything you say. But maybe that isn't the question. But when I hear attitude, it's like, I'm not listening to you. You know, does that make sense? And I feel like that's
Yeah.
more dangerous for a teenager than for a toddler to just, you spend a week with them and they're like, we have done that.
We have spent a week with toddler tantrums. And
Yeah.
we got through it. So I don't know. That one's tricky.
Because you just pick them up, you cuddle them, you give them food or whatever. If they're not pleased, you just let them throw their fit, you know?
Yeah.
but a teenager who has attitude might go cut their hair and get tattoos and pierce their nipples or whatever. Whatever the teenagers are doing these days.
It was my belly button.
Yeah. Would you rather relive your wedding day, or the day your first child was born? What? My light came on.
Here's the thing.
We're going into our wedding day.
We didn't even have a wedding day.
We
really?
did. We didn't have a traditional big American wedding.
It was very much like...
humble.
I wouldn't even say that. It was like rushed. It was very rushed because I was pregnant.
Well, it can be humble and rushed. We had like 10 people there.
That's like one of
my
my... I don't like saying this because it feels wrong, but that's like one of my biggest regrets is that we didn't have a wedding. Like a real wedding.
Yeah.
Like the only family that I had there was my mom, and she was there by the grace of God. Like
I think
it was very last minute. It was like, hey mom, we're getting married tomorrow. Literally, we're getting married tomorrow. Can you fly out here?
Yeah. Okay, so compare this to the day Phoebe was born, which was a great day. Like looking back, it's like, that was really cool. Experiencing
Phoebe being born?
Yeah. But the only cool part about it was Phoebe being born.
Yeah.
Like everything else was terrible.
I do not want to relive. I would rather, here's the thing is because can we relive it?
It's like redo it? Yeah. Is it a redo of the day, or is it, let's change it to redo. Would you rather redo our wedding or redo Phoebe's birth?
I would redo Phoebe's birth because it was the worst experience of my life.
Yeah, because our wedding wasn't that bad. It was a good wedding. It wasn't an amazing, super memorable, like all out $50,000 in debt kind of wedding. I was
in jeans and a nice white shirt.
Yeah. And I think weddings are overrated. The kinds of weddings that we're doing are overrated. I think a wedding is the making a promise to someone in front of people. I don't think that that's overrated. I think the $10,000 dress and the $5,000 cake and the $5,000 photographer and the, like all of that, what would you call that? The extra. I think that's all extra. Like ours was bare bones. Like,
yeah.
Even ours was.
Did we have a cake?
I don't know.
I don't think we did.
Like, I think there's even more bare bones than what we did, which would just literally be going to the courthouse and having whoever's there as your witness.
Yeah.
And that's like super bare bones. Maybe you can get even more bare than that, like elopements or whatever. Although I think you do have to go to court for that or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, ours was an okay wedding. We might redo it. And the birth of Phoebe was, knowing what we know now, was pretty bad. And so it'd be cool to go back. She turned out okay. Thank God.
Yeah.
But it was also like that experience kind of shaped a little bit of who we are as parents and
yeah, and
how we approach the second birth.
I guess like if we didn't have that experience with Phoebe and like learn from it, then I would have probably given birth to Shepherd in a hospital.
But if you gave birth to Phoebe naturally, then you would have known how cool it was, and you probably would have given birth to Shepherd naturally also, you know?
Yeah.
And do you think that you got injured by birth, the epidural?
Yes.
We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather have your in-laws move in for a year or be your children's teacher for a year?
We're doing both of those. We're doing both of those. Yeah. So, surprise, my mom is moving in with us because I am starting cosmetology school. Mm-hmm. So, I'm starting school. My mom's going to move here from Oregon, and she is going to be with the kids while I'm in school because it is full time. 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, full time. So, she'll be with the kids, and my mom and I are both going to be homeschooling the kids, which I am so, so grateful for, because not only is my mom going to watch the kids while I'm in school, which is huge, but she's going to help me with cooking and cleaning, and she's going to help homeschool the kids, which is something that I've had a lot of anxiety about because I
You
just
don't feel good enough or what?
I don't feel good enough to teach my kids. I don't feel qualified.
Yeah. Well, think about this. Phoebe doesn't know anything. So you could teach her anything and she'll be learning. Like the alphabet, you teach her numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could literally approach it from any angle and she'll learn something. The
I
problem
think
is
that
when they're like in high school.
I think like the problem is not so much when she's little. It's that I've always been really bad at teaching and explaining things. And I've always been really impatient. And so like if I was trying to teach like my mom tried to get me to like teach guitar lessons while I was in high school, and I was like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they aren't able to get it, I will get frustrated at them because to me it was so easy to learn. And it was like, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but like things have always been really easy for me to pick up. Like the things that I enjoy have always been really easy for me to pick up and learn and like be really good at early on, like crochet. Mm-hmm. I picked that up in an hour.
It'd be interesting to see what our kids are like because we're both like that. I think we both pick things up quick.
Yeah. And so like for me, it's like, how are you not able to do this? How are you not getting this? Like, it's really frustrating to me. I don't understand not understanding.
I kind of get that way when I'm explaining something. I reach a limit. I think I have a lot of tolerance for how long it takes me to teach someone something. But yeah, once it reaches a certain point, if they have to be really dumb for me to be like, how are you not getting this? Like,
well, and the other thing is like, I recognize, I don't want people coming after me for saying that because I recognize that I am not good at teaching. I am not a teacher. I never will be a teacher. I recognize that I'm impatient. Like, it's not like I am these things and I just decide to not acknowledge it and not see it. Like, the patience is something that I truly pray about and work on every single day because I don't want my kids to have an impatient mom. I don't want my kids to have a mom that doesn't teach them anything. So I am going to be trying the homeschooling, but it's going to be super nice to have my mom there so that when I do get frustrated, she can step in and she can also like teach me how to teach them, if that makes sense.
All right. Would you rather your family's entire life turned into a reality TV show or a best-selling book?
I've said this before. I think that my life, and not my family's life, but I think that my life could be a movie or a book.
Well, so here's the thing about a book is seems like you have a little bit more private.
Yeah.
There's some more things that you can kind of keep to yourself in a book. Like you can write what you want, leave out what you want, and be good, be represented well, I think. Reality TV, the way I see it, is it's dramatized. All the bad stuff is left in. And that'd be hard, though, because reality TV show, it'd be kind of cool to be famous. I know we already are, but...
I would not want our family's life.
A best-selling book would be cool. A best-selling book, not just a book.
A book would be better. I don't know if that I would want our family's life on camera for everyone. Because here's the thing about reality TV is like they edit it in a way that's deceitful.
But you could also just accept that and be like, it's fake. Like what they put out there is fake, whatever. But you might have a lot of people hate you.
Right. But I think about our kids. Like, I don't want our kids to like.
That level of fame too is like unhealthy, I think.
Yeah. Like, think about like the Kardashians or whatever. They have their reality TV show. And like in that TV show, like they paint the kids to look spoiled and rude and we don't know if they're really like that.
But here's my counter. Like Dark Dynasty which you watched a little bit of.
I do really like that show.
See? And that's like just some rednecks having fun with their family. They pray at the end of every episode. Like,
but I feel like they had a big role in like what went on TV and what didn't.
Sure. Well, I think they made it themselves. At first they did it themselves and then they brought in a crew or something. But
I think so.
Something like that would be cool, right? Where it's like
yeah.
you basically get paid to have fun and like take your kids out.
That
and
would be cool. Yeah.
Experience new things.
I would like that.
There's drama, but it's not like, oh my gosh, she said what? It's more like he did what? He blew up what thing with what friend? Like they went skydiving today. Like stuff like that would be cool. Like a Duck Dynasty style show.
I think that I would like that over a book.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were able to like do that and make enough money from that to where we could literally just go out and like record ourselves having fun.
Well, that's basically what vloggers are trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, you vlog certain aspects of your life hoping that people are like, oh yeah, that's all. Mr. Beast basically does that. Like he has a reality show about himself. The difference is he invests a lot of money into letting people see and do things that they've never done or seen before.
Oh my gosh. That is like one of my dreams is for
to be in a Mr.
to just
Beast
like
video.
run into Mr. Beast and for him to be like, hey, let me buy you a house.
Yeah. He
like
knocks on your
Mr.
door.
Beast, if you're watching this,
He doesn't.
I want a house so bad.
We have a house.
We have an apartment.
I would like to see.
I want a backyard.
Here's what I would.
I just want my kids to be able to play in a backyard.
Here's a good follow-up or here's a good idea for Mr. Beast or for someone who's connected or associated with him. Create a separate channel that's a follow-up for all the people that he helps and gives money to.
Ooh.
And say, what did they do with it? Did they blow it quickly? Did it cripple them? Did it destroy them as a person? Like that would be an interesting, like what happened to the person Mr. Beast bought the house for or gave $1 million to. Like that would be interesting. Because I feel like a lot of them probably turn into bricks.
You think?
Except maybe the older people that like the older moms or whatever that he buys their house and they're like, oh, thank you. I bet they're smart. But the people who are young and inexperienced and he gives them a Tesla or whatever, I bet they crash it in a month or they sell it and waste all the money.
Maybe.
Anyway, would you rather do all the cooking or all the cleaning for your family? Oof. I know what you would say, I think. You'd rather cook all the time. I think the worst part for you about cooking is doing the dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I admit I could help more with.
Oh, really?
Or I could help some with.
I don't know the last time you did the dishes.
It's been a while.
It's been like probably 2 years. Yeah.
Airing out my dirty dishes here, dude.
Yeah, because I honestly think, truthfully, the last time that you did dishes was in San Diego.
I don't know if it was 2 years ago, but I'd say maybe at least a year. It's been at least a year. I think a year is safe.
I don't think so.
But that's like, I think I help in other areas.
To be fair to you, I don't really ask you to do the dishes because I know you don't like it either.
But that's not an excuse for me to not do them. Is you not asking.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that.
I don't know why I don't. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I know because of how long it takes me to do them. Because when I do them, it takes
you
me so
forever
long
to do anything.
Yeah, because whenever I do something, I do it like all out perfection. That's how I have to do it. So like I can't just like wipe them down and then throw them in the washer. I have to be like scrub in.
I'm like, Carlos, can you fold the laundry? He's like, yeah, give me an hour or two
to like fold and put them away.
Yeah. And I'm like, whatever, I'll just do it myself because I can get it done in like 30 minutes.
No, but I have done that a lot.
The laundry, yes, you've helped with the laundry a lot. My mom's so cute. She's like, I can't wait to get there and hang up your laundry for you.
Let's get away from my shortcomings because people are going to come after me for not doing the dishes in the past couple of years.
I know, but truthfully, like, be honest with yourselves. Like, women primarily take the role of like cooking and cleaning. And like, I have no problem with that.
I like while you're cooking and cleaning, I'm playing with the kids and keeping them distracted.
Exactly.
I mean, I've tried cooking too. And the reason I don't cook is because I can't.
He cannot cook.
I could do ramen.
Yeah. Or like pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls I can do. Or just pizza in general. Anything pizza.
But it's like, it's frustrating that people will come in the comments and say like, wow, that right there was like abuse. And
people coming after me.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, but like this, like I would consider us a very normal married couple.
Imagine looking at our life through like a keyhole. Like that's what this podcast is you're looking at our life through a window and then judging our entire marriage based off that. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
Like we bring up stuff in the podcast too that's like a little dramatic, I think. I mean, we've had worse outside of the podcast for sure, but we've also had a lot of good things, you know, and to come into our podcast and judge us based off of even the clips, like a 30-second clip, you're going to judge our entire marriage off that.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
It is kind of what we signed up for.
I haven't been responding.
When we got into this. And
you know what's cool? I think
that's the thing though, is that we can't respond because
what's cool is in the past 28 episodes, I made a whole bunch of clips, gotten millions of views or whatever. And the first ones, I was responding to pretty much everyone. And I've reached a point now where it's like, it's kind of this
sustaining.
Yeah,
thing.
like this whole self-sustaining machine where it just
like other people are commenting to each other, and so
people
now
know who
it's
we
like,
are.
We don't have to do the engagement.
We have some followers who know us by name who are talking about us in our own comments. And so, like recently, I had someone on that he told me to respond to comments, and I was like, I didn't even respond to him, which I told him why is because I don't really have time to. But yeah, to be at a point where there's so many comments that I leave it and it just goes, and I'm just like, I'm okay with not responding. I think when you're a new content creator, when you get a comment, you're super excited about it. When someone DMs you, you're like really excited about it. And I've reached a point where I'm like, I don't need to respond to that.
Yeah.
Except DMs I still respond to because we don't get those very often. But a lot of them is just, hey, can I help you grow your page? And I'm like, I think I'm doing just fine. I look at their page and they get like 500 views or whatever. And I'm like, look at my videos and how many views they're getting and how many likes they're getting, how much engagement I'm getting.
Yeah. And it's not like anything astronomical, but it's like, we've only been doing this for still under a year.
I should flip it on them and be like, do you want me to give you tips on how to grow?
Yeah, you can pay me and I'll help you.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll do a couple more and then we'll end it because I think we're at like 40 minutes.
Okay.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Would you rather have your kids inherit your sense of humor or your spouse's? Uh-oh. You don't have a sense of humor. Mine would get them in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carlos's sense of humor is so dry and he makes no expression. He doesn't make it known that he's making a joke.
I've gotten better at that.
So he's like, he tells a joke and it's like, so like people are like, what did he just say?
Which would be so great for the kids to be that way.
No.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Like think of Norm Macdonald, like his style of humor. I love that.
You really think I don't have a sense of humor?
You do, but your jokes, you're like dad joke status. What's the last joke you told? When was the last time you were funny?
Rude.
You rely on me to be funny.
No.
Yeah. I'm the funnier one of both of us.
I will have you know.
Who's funnier?
That when I am with my friends, they are laughing constantly.
Sense of humor too isn't just you saying jokes. It's also your ability to take and receive jokes, I guess. Like the people around you telling jokes that you understand, which someone like my sister, I won't say which one, but when it's like a joke that she doesn't get jokes, that they just go over her head. And so that's a sense of humor too. Like whether or not you can understand jokes, which I think I laugh I think I laugh like a lot more than you. And I think I tell more jokes than you. Yeah.
I think you tell more jokes than me. I don't tell jokes a lot, but when I do, I think I'm funny.
Yeah, you think you're funny.
Then why are people laughing?
You're also schizophrenic. And so maybe those are the people that are laughing. Anyway.
See, that was one of his stupid jokes where he doesn't make it known that
Emily
he's joking.
is not schizophrenic. Okay. Let's do one more. What do you think?
Yeah, last one. I want to go eat some pumpkin pie.
Would you rather your child be the star of every school play or the MVP of every sports team?
Sport
for sure.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what kid. Phoebe?
MVP though? Of like basketball. What are girl sports? Like basketball, softball, volleyball, cheer
but
even.
I think it depends on the kid, because if your kid doesn't like sports, then I don't want to force them to do that.
Let's just assume that they like it.
Let's just like take Phoebe and Shepard, for example.
Let's assume that they like it.
Hold on. Stop. Hold on. Shepard, I think that he will like sports, but I think he's going to like music a whole lot more. And he might be too young to tell, but Shepard loves
musicals.
To dance. It says school play.
Yeah, every school play, which it doesn't necessarily mean musicals, like acting is how I take it.
Okay, then I guess sports.
But MVP. Being an actor. See, I couldn't even. It's subconscious actor. At this point. An actor. I'm an actor. I'm an actor. The Mandarin. It's all fake. I'm an actor. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Being an actor would be cool. I think is what I was going to say. Because if they're the best actor in
like
school,
Ryan Reynolds,
then they might end up being like a famous actor, which that'd be cool. And acting it's a different kind of fame where it's like people don't really know who you are. They just know the people that you play. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of cool. But then they could also be a famous athlete, like a Michael Phelps or something. Like that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
But sports, because they'd be fit and healthy. And if you're an athlete, but also like you can get hurt if you're doing sports. So
yeah,
the day that Shepard or Phoebe breaks something is it's going to destroy you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. Anyway, we should wrap it up.
That'll be the last one.
Really starting to not feel good.
Emily's going to go take a nap now.
Yeah.
And we're going to go have some pumpkin pie. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. And you know what? It's Christmas month.
Yep.
So Merry Christmas, everybody. Put up your trees. I almost said hang up your trees. You're not supposed to hang up your tree. Do people hang up their trees? No. Mm-hmm. Put up your trees, put up your lights, and do your traditions. We have had our tree up for a month already.
Yep. We put it up Halloween night.
Yep. So you guys are behind. And do your Advent things and your present things.
Yep.
And thank you guys for listening. We love you. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And that's our cue to go. Phoebe just fell and started crying.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.